Wow, these Rika cards are so fun! I have an awesome deck considering I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh since 2012. I'm gonna get to Platinum in no time. Well, it was fun, but it's time to move on to other decks. I mean, when could Rikkas become one of the best decks in the game? Apparently now they can! The right support at the right time seriously changed things around for Rika. In case you don't know, there's a little archetype named Sprites that are one of the best decks currently going, but have a very vulnerable normal summon. The right card can completely stop their play. As a rule, certain decks get a resurgence in response to a popular meta deck. When Runics got popular, Flu stuck around more despite the hit to barrier statues. When Dragon Rulers dominated, people ran Spellbook of Judgment. And come next month, prep for a lot of people to use Exorcisters. You'll know why. But so that explains the situation. But also as time went on, Rika's got some great support for cards that I could utilize along with them. It makes me so happy to see a deck I utilized early in the game become a force to be reckoned with and join the My Favorite Deck Club. Anyhow, to quickly introduce Rikkas, there are a series of plant monsters that have a variety of effects revolving around tributes. Whether they tribute a card to activate an effect, get tributed to activate, or even tribute your opponent's card. They have a variety of different effects, from searching to special summoning, adding bodies, etc. And they also have some great Xyz monsters, with Rika Queen Straina, who can return a Rika or plant card to your hand, or bring out another plant Xyz monster if tributed, and of course Teardrop, who has a quick effect that lets you tribute any monster on the field once per turn. Now those are all well and good, but what got Rika into the forefront? Two cards, Rika Princess and Rika Kong Kong. Rika Princess can be special summoned from the hand, albeit locking you to plants that turn, and it's a hand trap and a graveyard trap, as if your opponent activates a monster effect while you have a Rika monster, it gets shuffled into the deck and then you contribute a monster you control to negate the effect. Sounds a bit pricey, but Kong Kong. Oh, Kong Kong. Kong Kong is what takes this deck to a whole other level. It already has the incredibly useful ability to place a Rika spell or trap on the field, meaning it can't be ashed, but the real magic comes from the fact that once per turn, you can pay the tribute cost for a Rika card effect with one of your opponent's monsters. Yes, really. So you know that card, Layer of Darkness? Imagine that, but for a not crap archetype. Imagine tributing your opponent's monster and negating an effect. I know there have been plenty of cards that took good or decent archetypes to the next level, but very rarely do you see a card that takes a deck that was previously C tier at best to such crazy levels that it can take on some of the best decks in Master Duel and in real life. With Marcus Patel going 18-0 with Rikkas at last year's European YCS against tier elements in the final round.
We enter the battle phase. Is there a response? There is the handshake.
Attention duelists, give it up for your new European champion.
Now the thing is though, what truly makes Rika shine are their surprising synergy with other plant decks. In my early days of Master Duel, I used Rika Aroma, which, let's be honest, isn't a particularly great combination. But Sun Avalon on the other hand, oh boy, the amount of monsters this brings out are insane. Sun Avalon is a Link summoning focused archetype which revolves around their normal monster, Genius Loci. Play it right, Sun Avalons can get you 4 bodies on the field from 1 card. Naturally, this provides a lot of opportunities for Link summoning, but there's so much more that can be done. I brought up Aroma before, and they have a great searcher with Jasmine. She can tribute a monster to special summon a plant monster, already not far off from Rika's, but she can also search a plant monster if you're healed while she's out. Good thing Sun Avalon have a monster that heals you when summoned. And of course, there are plenty of other great monsters that can be utilized with Rikkas with negates and further disruption outside of just Rika cards. Now, of course, as you've noticed, this is a deck that relies a lot on monsters out on the field, which is a problem when it comes to certain cards. But thankfully, compared to Sprites, Rikkas have a bit more muscle even if they get Dark Rulered or Dropleted. As mentioned before, there's Rika Princess, and they also have a fantastic trap card that's searchable with Ricochet, which not only prevents a monster's effect from activating, but can alternatively, with a tribute, can steal an opponent's monster and it becomes a plant. Hell to the yes. Something else that's nice about this deck is outside of a lot of the staples and the Therion cards I used to get the deck an extra negate, idea courtesy of someone I fought in ranked who kicked my ass with them, Rikkas are astonishingly cheap, with Kong Kong being given out for free in solo mode. You heard me right, this card is free. Now I have no idea how well Rikkas will do against a certain deck that's coming, but I'm definitely going to be using this a lot for the rest of the month, and in the Duelist Cup. This deck has gotten me to Diamond 1 quicker than any other deck I've used. I'm genuinely amazed. But what about you? How do you feel about Rikkas? Do you use them like I do, or do you use them differently? And since this deck got a huge boost in response to sprites, have you ever used the deck in response to a then popular meta? Let me know in the comments and please subscribe.